It's been 6 days since Hillary gave her concession speech, and in that time, several polls from Gallup, Rasmussen, and NBC have shown sudden movement from a near tie between John McCain and Barack Obama to about a 6-point lead for Obama. Was it the power of hearing Hillary endorse the man, or could it be that some Hillary supporters had previously dampened down his numbers artificially by withholding their support of Obama over McCain when they got the phone call from the pollster? Either way, this new 6% is a genuine lead and a great start to the nomination season. But what do national polls mean anyway when it's the states that pick the president? Well, the statewide polls paint a very interesting picture of the country that shows what a high ceiling Barack Obama has. The high ceiling concept is that more people are willing to be swung to Obama than they will be to the average Democrat if he can convince them. Then he can win by a lot. So while we're used to narrowing right in on half a dozen states at most, this year there are more swingable states. There are, in fact, about 20 states where neither candidate has more than an 8-point lead, maybe even 22 or possibly 25, which 5 months out makes each one of them some form of a battleground. The rub to Obama's higher ceiling, though, is that he has a lower floor. He will have to fight harder to hold on to certain blue states that Hillary Clinton may not have had to fight as hard for. So this is Clinton's window, theoretically, but this is Obama's window, and that's what we're dealing with. So is it better to have a candidate who puts so many states up for grabs, has a high ceiling, has a low floor? Not always, but this year the answer is yes, because Obama has shown a far better ability to raise money, and that money advantage is put to better use in a wide field. For example, if they were only fighting over Ohio and McCain spent $100 million while Obama spent $200 million, everybody's going to hear a lot from both candidates. And in a saturated environment, there's only so much that extra money is going to do for you. But in this environment, where there are winnable margins in North Carolina and Indiana and Montana, Obama can force McCain to defend territory Republicans are not used to defending, which will spread his money out thin and could reach the level where the fundraising difference makes a big electoral results difference. So those are the polls. Let's look at some of the juicy stories of the week. Fox News has managed to commit 2 more gaffes against Obama in the last few days. First, referring to a hand gesture shared by Barack and Michelle as a terrorist fist jab. What were they talking about? The pound. A terrorist fist jab. Then they referred to Michelle as Barack's baby mama. If you don't know, baby mama is a hood rat term for a woman you are not together with, but who is raising your child without you. I think that may be the mistake of some clueless producer who wanted to sound a little more street because he's talking about a couple of black people. As mistakes go, it's not that different from in February when David Schuster on MSNBC said the Clinton campaign was pimping Chelsea. Baby mama could be an intentional racially tinged smear, or it could be simple stupidity. On the other hand, the pound is a terrorist fist jab that is unquestionably malicious as much as it is patently ridiculous. Hopefully Barack remembers this when they call for the next interview, because going on Chris Wallace's show obviously didn't change anything at Fox. On the blogs, that's called feeding the troll, engaging with someone who is fundamentally out to get you. Now, John McCain has been making his bad week worse, telling Matt Lauer it doesn't matter when the troops come home as long as they're not being killed, which reasserts something that McCain has said before in his 100 years comment and puts us in a funny position because we now have to make this choice. Do we argue that, yes, John, it does matter if these worn-out, tired troops can actually come home and Americans do want them home with their families? Or do we argue, John, you have no way of keeping them from being killed, so the whole premise is a fantasy? I don't know the answer to that, but blogger Chris Bowers at openleft.com put it eloquently on Thursday when he strung just 4 words together and called it the message that will win this campaign. Those 4 words: Iraq hurts the economy. Something to think about. Joe Felice, Air America Media. See you next time.